and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new die set paper clips. These little paper clips add the perfect little detail onto your card. We're also going to take a look at our brand new Postage Rectangle Stackables. These stackables are awesome. They have a cool postage edge and a cute stitch detail too. And we have coordinating stencils for them that help you fill in the area inside of that stitch line to get a really cool look. And we'll show you how those work in just a little bit. But this is a set of 3 stencils and it has a rectangle for all 4 in the stackable set. We also have 2 brand new washi tapes. This is our XOXO washi tape, and it's perfect for Valentine's Day. I think it is just so cute with all of those adorable little hearts, and of course the X's and O's too, in fun shades of pink. And then we have our purple tiny hearts washi tape. Isn't this one so cute? This one's cute for Valentine's Day, but I am definitely going to use this all year round. I think the purple color is so cute, and I love the random little hearts everywhere. These are so much fun for decorating envelopes. We're going to show you how to use them on some cards today. Shari even created a whole background paper with one of them too. I just love them so much. Next up, we're going to take a look at the paper clip dies. These are so cute. We have a binder clip style, a heart-shaped one, a hello paper clip, another heart style, a plain style, and then 2 mini ones that have a heart and a star that you can layer on top so that you can have a different color on these. I love die cutting these out of pattern paper, cardstock, and especially metallic and holographic cardstocks because it makes it look like a real paper clip. These are the perfect thing when you just need to add a little thing onto your card to just make it feel extra special. These little paper clips are adorable and perfect for that. And here's what they look like when you put them onto a piece of cardstock. They're really cute on die cuts and things on your cards, and we're going to show you some fun ideas in this video. I love this heart-shaped one. It's just adorable, and you can have the heart go either way, either the smaller heart or the bigger heart. And these little mini ones are just too cute. And then this one here is going to be like a binder clip style that you just glue right on top. These are the Postage Rectangle Stackables. I love these so much. The postage edge is so cute, and I love the little stitching detail too. And it comes in 4 different sizes. And here I wanted to show you what it looks like when you layer them over a standard size card piece. So the piece of craft cardstock is 5.5 by 4.25. And as you layer the rectangle on top, the largest one, you get that nice little border all of the way around. I think that looks so cute. So I love that the largest one is a little bit smaller than that standard size card, so you can get that really cute border. Here is the second sized one, which gives you this nice frame all of the way around, which I think looks so cute, and it's perfect for creating scenes in. I also love this one too. It's so super cute, and of course you could put that one landscape or portrait onto your card. And then this little mini one is really fun for sentiment, so you can stamp your sentiment in it and then layer it right underneath your scene for a super cute look. Now this is the set of 3 stencils that coordinates with them. You'll see that one of them has 2 of the rectangles, the smaller ones, and the other ones have the larger ones. There is an etched guideline on all of these stencils, which makes it really, really easy to line up with this postage detail. And what I really like about the stencil is it gives you a 1-layer look, but still fills in color towards the center of the postage rectangle. So it's going to look a lot like a postage stamp when you have that nice flat look. Of course, you could also trim down cardstock to layer on the inside, and that looks really cute too. It's just 2 different looks, and they're both really fun to use. So here we have the stencil for the largest one, and we're just going to be filling this in with some kiddie pool ink. And this is just a really fun way to add color and again get that 1-layer look so that you have the white border all of the way around, and then that really pretty turquoise blue in the center like a traditional postage stamp. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other size of rectangles. And so again, you're just going to use that etched guideline, you're going to line it up, and then you're going to ink up in the center. This also works as a really great mask where you can layer other stencils over top of it, and we'll show you that in a little bit so that you could stencil some grass in this area, etc., and still have that white border all of the way around, which is such a cool look. And then last but not least, we have our cute little tiny rectangle that's perfect for sentiments, and we're going to add some color with the stencil onto this one too. And then here you'll be able to see a comparison between all of the different rectangles. And next up, Shari is going to create the cutest card. You guys are going to love it. So take it away, Shari.
So for my card today, I am going to pull out 2 of the new rectangle postage stackables, and I'm also going to be using some of the new paper clips dies. So I'm pulling out quite a few of those dies from that new die set. I have a piece of really rainbow 12 by 12 paper. This is the one that looks like a piece of notebook paper, and I'm just lining this up so that that vertical line is inside my die, and I'm actually going to trim this down. I'm trimming off that kind of postage stamp edging right inside the stitching line on the top, the bottom, and the right side. So now this looks like a piece of notebook paper that we pulled out of a spiral bound notebook, and I just think that's a really fun look. For this smaller postage rectangle, I'm going to cut that from white cardstock, and I'm going to use the new Postage Rectangle Stencils to make this look like a stamp. Now these stencils have some etching so you can line them up perfectly, and they act as a mask so that we are only going to be coloring the inside, and we're going to save that outside edge to be white just like a postage stamp. So for my stamp I'm creating today, I've lined that up and I'm using my grip mat, and then I'm pulling in one of the grassy stencils so I can make a little grassy hillside at the bottom using freshly cut grass ink. So I'm just holding that in place and adding some grass at the bottom. And you can see when I do this how that leaves that white kind of border or edge around that rectangle postage stamp. Then I can pull this off, and I'm actually going to shift it down and use that same stencil, but this time as a mask, so I can ink blend the sky with some merman ink. And I'm starting down on the stencil, then I'm going to go around the edges. This is really fun because you can kind of make it darker at the edges, and you're going to see I'll pull the ink towards the center, and it will be a little lighter in the center. Now before I pull these stencils away, I'm going to add some white metallic splatters just to the sky. So I'm leaving the grass there so it will mask the grass. And then I can pull these away and reveal our postage stamp background. So we have that nice white border all the way around, and I just think that this is so fun. Now we're going to be adding more elements to this later, but for right now it's just our background. And these are going to layer onto the card. You could use that blue side, but I decided to stick with the white side with the rainbow. But to make my stamp pop just a little bit more on that white piece, I took my pink blending brush and just used the little bit of pink that was on it to just dust that white edge. Now for the background of this card, I decided to go with the really rainbow 12 by 12 paper with those big bold stripes and cut a piece for my background at the top of the paper where those warm colors are. So I'm cutting this to 4¼ by 5½. And the reason why I picked the top piece of this stripe paper is because I have the blue and the green going on my stamp. So I have my cool colors pulled in a different way. Now for these really fun paper clips. I had a lot of fun cutting these out of different kinds of cardstock. So for this clip at the top that is more like a binder clip type of clip, I use some gold sparkle cardstock. For the little one that says hello, I use some black sparkle cardstock, which I think is really fun. Now for that little one that has the heart on top, I pulled out my washi tape and I'm just putting a piece of it onto some cardstock. And this paper clip fit that width of that washi tape perfectly, and now I have this little kind of decorative piece. I had so much fun doing that, I pulled out my rainbow stripe washi tape and decided to cut another paper clip. So this is just the regular paper clip, but now it has that rainbow stripe going on. And then finally for that big heart paper clip, I wanted it to really be shiny and catch your eye. So I pulled out some of the holographic metallic cardstock and cut it from that, and I think that it turned out really pretty. So now I have all these fun paper clips to embellish my card with. Next, I need a sentiment for my layout here, and I'm using the Henry Jr.'s Build a Sentiment birthday set to spell out the sentiment that says, "Sending smiles your way." Now, the really fun thing about this kind of notebook paper piece that we've created is you can make sure your sentiment is nice and straight because the lines are on the paper. So I'm just figuring out kind of the spacing so that I make sure I have enough space for my stamp below it. And once I've kind of figured out where I want it to be, I'm actually just going to pop this into my MISTI and stamp that sentiment on that white piece of paper. So I've just picked up the stamps with the door of my Misty where I had them placed, and I'm just stamping them down in some black ink. And I'm also going to add the little exclamation point just using a block. Now I can start to assemble my card by starting with that pattern paper that is the background. I'm just adding that to a card base. Then I can add my notebook paper, and I just want to make sure that I have enough space where I want it. So I'm adding my little stamp there, always at the same time to make sure it's kind of in the right place. I don't want to put it too low. I don't want my stamp to hang off the bottom of my card. Now for this little clip here, I did have it kind of stick up off the top of the card, which I think is a really fun look, like it's clipped to a notebook or something like that. I think this little hello is super cute attached to the top of the stamp. And I'm just going to kind of scatter around my other office supplies where I want them to be and figure out where I like them. These are really fun because you can kind of hook them onto anything in any place, just wherever you feel like you need an embellishment. So now to address my kind of empty stamp I have there, I stamped out the little bear from the Critter Conversation Hearts and colored him, cut him out with the coordinating die. I'm adding the little sentiment from that set that just says hugs. Now this is a very tall stamp, so he doesn't fill the space quite as much as I want. I pulled out a little cloud from Spring Showers. This is the smallest cloud, and what I'm going to do is cut it in half and use the two sides to make it look like this cloud is going off the side of my little stamped scene. So I will just glue these directly to that background, making sure that that flat edge where I trimmed it lines up with the edge of my inking. Then I will add my little bear with some foam squares so he is popped up. Then I can take the whole stamp, and to hold this little hello clip in place, I'm actually just going to add a little piece of washi tape on the back. That will help hold it so it doesn't slide around. And I will add some foam tape to the back of this so I can pop the whole stamp up, which makes that hello clip look really good because it's kind of floating above the paper behind it. Now, before I stuck this on, I decided to pull in some more washi tape because why not? We've got paper clips, we need some fun tape. Kind of like we've just been making a little scrapbook in our notebook here. So I'm using both of the new washi tapes, so that pink with the little hearts and then also a little piece of purple. And I just keep bringing my stamp in to make sure that where I'm sticking this, it's not going to be completely hidden by that stamp. Then I can stick my stamp down. And now I need to add my other little paper clips. So I have this holographic paper clip, which I decided not to tuck that anywhere so that you get both of the hearts. For the little one that I cut out of washi tape, I am going to kind of tuck that behind the stamp. And then for this one, I'm just going to add it down here at the bottom of my notebook paper that I created. Now I felt like it still needed a little bit more because this is very like collage scrapbooky feeling. So I cut out some of the hearts from the Hearts and Stars Skinny tag die with some Guava Cardstock. And these are my favorite things to kind of sprinkle around and add those little pops of color. So I will be adding a few to my stamp to kind of fill in around the bear. It matches the heart that he's holding pretty perfectly. And I'm also going to add some around my notebook paper. So once I have the placement, I will just pick each of these up with my pick up pokey tool and add a little dot of glue and drop them into place. And I was just checking to make sure I liked which size was where. That's why I kept moving those hearts around a little bit. Now, I remembered that the little letter die set has this fountain pen. So I went and cut it from some gold metallic and guava cardstock, and I'm just layering them together to create my little pin. I thought this would be a perfect addition to this card because we have all these kind of office supply things going on. But where I wanted to put it was up here at the top where that heart was. But no big deal. I'm going to pop this heart off very carefully, and this pin is going to cover up where that little bit of cardstock remains. And that adds that pop of pink, but it just adds a different element to this whole card. Now, of course, we want some glitter, so I'm adding a little bit of Stardust Stickles to the hearts and the tops of the clouds. And I'll also add a little bit to my fountain pen. And here is my finished card. I just think this turned out so much fun with all those supplies kind of scattered around. I had a really fun time just adding all these fun things. I love office supplies and school supplies, and this was a really fun card to create.
I love this card so much, Shari. It really does remind me of office supplies. I used to hoard these cute little plastic paper clips when I was a kid, and it just makes me smile thinking of them. That card is just too cute. Now here we have some spiffy speckles paper, and we're going to die cut that with one of those postage rectangles. And we're going to be adding this heart blooms die set into this. This is a brand new die set. It's so super cute. It has these fun little buds here that you can layer on these heart-shaped flowers. So we're going to add some adhesive to each of those little buds onto our green leafy piece, and then we're going to layer on these cute hearts in different shades of pink. So we have some raspberry cardstock and some guava cardstock here. You can leave the heart-shaped flowers just plain like this, or you can layer on these cute little leaves at the bottom of them. And so we're going to do that because it's just adorable on all of these cute flowers. And then we can layer some tape runner on the back of these flowers and add them into this postage rectangle. I love these rectangles because they're fun for making those little scenes in, but it has that little edge that just makes it feel a little special, right? It's not just a plain rectangle. It's got that super cute edge in the stitching, and it's just perfect for framing a super cute and simple scene. So here we have our A Mole Lot of Love stamp set. I love this stamp set, a mole lot. It's so cute. The moles are adorable. And so we're going to take out this cute phrase which says, I like you a mole lot, and we're going to be adding that to this wavy banner here. So we went ahead and bent the sentiment onto the block. You can bend those little clear stamps to match the curve of this wavy banner. And then we're going to stamp that in some fresh lavender ink. And this is going to become the ground here for our flowers, which I think is a really cute look. And then, of course, we need to add a mole to this card, right? So we have the A Mole Lot of Love add-on, and we're going to add this cute little guy here from that. We're going to tuck him underneath the banner so it kind of looks like he's peeking out from behind it and from behind his little mound of dirt. Now this is the brand new checkered hearts backdrop. We're going to die cut that from some lilac cardstock, and this is going to be the background for our card. We're going to add some liquid glue to the back of this, and we're going to layer this onto a standard size card base. It's going to be 5.5 by 4.25. And when we do that, the white cardstock is going to peek out from behind those cutout hearts, and I think this is a really, really cute look. Then we're going to add some foam squares to the back of that postage rectangle piece, and we're going to add it onto the card base at a little bit of an angle. And we're going to add the paper clip so it kind of looks like you paper clipped it at an angle. I think it's just so cute. And so here we have that hello paper clip. We're just going to put it on a piece of cardstock there, and then just add some adhesive to the bigger piece there, so that way the adhesive only gets onto that little bigger piece, and then you can tuck that part behind it, and the adhesive will stick to the back and hold it in place perfectly. You can also layer some liquid glue on there, and that works really well too. And now this card is all done. It is so super cute, and that hello paperclip just makes the whole thing, it's just adorable. So now it's time to create another card, and we're going to create a really pretty background. And I am recreating a card by Grace here, so thank you so much, Grace, because this card was so pretty and so much fun to put together. So here I'm using some plastic flamingo ink, and I am inking up my whole cardstock piece. You can see I'm bringing in my stitched rectangle there to see exactly how far I need to ink on this. And then here I'm going to bring in some grape jelly ink over top. And then where the two colors meet, I'm going to go back and forth between the two colors until they blend really nicely. And I just kept building up the color until it was bolder and brighter. I really wanted this like Lisa Frank feeling, hot pink, purple feel to it. And so I just keep building up the colors until I get that. And so when you find your perfect shade and mix of colors, you can stop and have this beautiful background. It's looking just like I want it now, so we're going to take out the heart outline stencil, and this is so cute. I absolutely love this little background, and it kind of reminds me of the paper clips, right? So I think it really matches really cute with this paper clip look. So we're going to layer that onto this piece, and then I'm going to ink over it in the plastic flamingo over top. So these hearts are going to be pretty subtle in the background, but they're just going to add a fun little texture. You can kind of see them there as I lift up the stencil. I was kind of seeing, is this a dark enough pink? And I think it looked really cute, so it's really awesome. You could even go with a darker pink too to really make the hearts stand out. And so once we've covered this whole stencil, we can go ahead and do the big reveal. So we're going to lift up this piece here, and look how pretty that is. Then I set this aside to dry because I added a lot of ink onto this piece of paper. And once it dried, we're going to die cut this with that stitch rectangle I brought in earlier. This is the largest of the stitch rectangles, so it's 5.5 by 4.25. And then we're going to go ahead and run that through the die cut machine. And now we're going to have this really pretty stitched edge onto our ink blended piece. Now here I'm going to take out the tiniest of those Postage Rectangle Stackables, and we're going to use this for a sentiment. And so here's that cute little stackable. We die cut it from some white cardstock, and we're going to use the coordinating stencils to add a little bit of color to the center of this postage rectangle. So this is the smallest one. We can line up those etched guidelines. It'll be in perfect placement, and now we can ink onto our piece. And I'm going to start off by inking with some fresh lavender ink, and I want it to be darker towards the bottom and then lighter towards the top so that it has kind of that gradient feel to it. And after I used the fresh lavender, I thought it needed a little bit of a darker edge towards the bottom, so I brought in some more of that grape jelly ink to just darken it up, and also so that it would match my background too. Then we can lift up the stencil, and I just love this. I think that looks so cute, and the gradient looks so pretty into that postage rectangle. So now we're going to do some stamping into this, and we're going to be using the Critter Conversation Heart stamp set, and there's this really cute I love you in there. And so we're going to go ahead and stamp that in some lobster ink, and we're going to stamp it at an angle. Like, this is going to have that kind of school supplies bulletin board feel as well. And so doing things at an angle, I feel like really makes it feel like it could be on someone's bulletin board. And speaking of Critter Conversation Hearts, we're going to be using that for this card too. So I'm going to stamp that adorable bunny with the heart and then the fox with the heart there. And I'm going to be using a die from our Selfie Frames die set. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it has this really cute Polaroid in there. The other Polaroids below are from Say Cheese Again. And so we have all these different sizes depending on what you're looking for in your card. And so I decided for this kind of medium-sized piece here. And we're just going to line it up with our stamped bunny there, and then we can run that through the die cut machine. And that's going to give us the piece in the center, and then of course it's going to give us the Polaroid frame too. And then we can repeat the same thing with the fox. I love how easy it is to line up this die because you can just look through, make sure you center it exactly how you want it, hold it in place with some low-tack tape, and run it through the die cut machine. And again, you're going to have the middle square, and then we're also going to have the Polaroid frame. And so for now, I'm going to put the Polaroid frames aside. I'm going to do some stamping in those in just a little bit, and we're going to start coloring these cute little characters. And so here I am starting to color my bunny, and I think he turned out so cute. I used warm grays and then a really light E40 marker over the top, and the gray and the brown together I think looks really cute for a bunny. We're using some wire markers for our super cute little fox, and of course we're going to give them rosy cheeks too. Now for their backgrounds, I decided to just color in a little hill. So I'm using some green markers here, just kind of creating a little simple hillside there right behind my bunny and fox. And then we can add some color to the hearts here. Now these hearts are super cute, and they have all these phrases in the stamp set that you can stamp in them, but I also think it's really cute when the hearts are just plain, and that's what we're going to do for this card. And then I'm going to color in the sky for each of these. For the fox, we're going to do a pink sky, and then for the bunny, we're going to do a purple sky. And I think that's a really cute look, and it made it easier to fill in the background. It's a small area, and I didn't have to mask the fox off or anything. I could just color right around him, and I think it looks really cute. Then I'm going to add some white gel pen details, not only little dots, but also like little X's too, to look like little shine marks all around the heart, and then little white dots around the background too. Grace did this, and it just looks so cute and magical. And so again, we're going to fill in the sky, so quick and easy to do in this little tiny area, and you can get that really pretty gradient as well. And then just like we did on the fox, we're going to add those fun little shine marks onto the heart, and then some little white gel pen details onto the bunny, and then little dots into the sky and the ground, so it makes it look like everything is sparkly and magical. Now we're going to take out that stamp set again, and we're going to be stamping out Happy Heart Day onto the Polaroids at the bottom, which I think is a really cute look. And so we're going to be stamping that in some black licorice ink, just centered there at the bottom. So one is going to say happy, and then the other one is going to say Heart Day. Once we stamped on these, to make them a little bit easier to work with on our card, I'm actually going to attach the inner frame and the Polaroid frame together. And I'm going to do that by just layering the two, looking at the back of them, and just using some washi tape to help hold them in place. I find this a little bit easier so that I can easily see where things are going to go on my card, and the washi tape is going to hold it in place perfectly. And so we'll do that for both the bunny and the fox. Then I went ahead and die cut some of those cute, awesome paper clips out of gold metallic cardstock and also red metallic cardstock. I think they look so cute, and silver metallic cardstock too. And the metallic and holographic cardstocks and also the sparkle cardstocks are really, really cute with these paper clips. And so I added some adhesive to the back of it, and I'm going to start layering these paper clips onto the Polaroids. Again, I want that bulletin board feel, and so by layering these onto them, I think it's just going to look so cute. And so here we can add some adhesive to the back, and again, I can just tuck it onto the Polaroid, and I just think it's just adorable. They really look like real little paper clips. They're just so much fun to play with. I really love that larger heart-shaped one because you can do the bigger heart or the smaller heart depending on what look you're going for. But because I'm going to layer this one onto this small rectangle, I'm just going to use the smaller heart, which I think is just adorable. I'm laying these both in place on the card because I want to make sure they fit. It's kind of a tight fit with both of them, so I'm just going to layer them on there. And once they're in good placement, then I can go ahead and take the one that's going to be behind and add some liquid glue to that, and then layer that onto my card, and then do the same thing the one that's going to layer over top of the other one. And by having them layer over, again, it gives us that bulletin board feel. The paper clip's interior cut these cute little hearts. They're kind of a funky shape. I think they're adorable, and so we might as well use those too, right? So we're going to use those that came out of those paper clips that we die cut, and we're going to layer them on there too. And so we're going to add the red heart there towards the top, and then the gold heart we're going to layer on to the I love you phrase there. And I think that's really cute, and it adds a little bit more of that metallic shine onto the card. Now here are our Build-A-Critter Valentine accessories, and there's this cute little stitched heart in there, but of course any cute heart or star or anything would be adorable for this, and we went ahead and die cut that out of some red metallic and gold sparkle, and we're going to die cut that little mini heart-shaped paper clip there out of some silver metallic, and we're going to layer these two hearts together for Valentine's Day. It's like that classic Valentine image there, and then we're going to take our cute little tiny paper clip and put that between them as if they've been paper clipped together. Then we can take this whole piece and layer that onto the card too to continue to give us that collage effect. The last step that we need is a little washi tape onto here. So we're going to take the two brand new washi tapes and layer little pieces of them so it looks like someone kind of washi taped these photos onto their bulletin board. And I absolutely love how Grace did this. I think it's just the cutest look and such a fun way to use washi tape and add some extra design on your card. So we're going to do two pieces with the XOXO and then this one here with the purple tiny hearts, which I think looks really cute with the purple ink blending that we did above. And then this is a standard size card base. It's going to be 5.5 by 4.25. We'll add some adhesive to that, and then we can layer this whole card on top. And this was so much fun to create. I love the idea of highlighting little scenes with the Polaroid and then attaching them to your card with these super cute paper clips and the washi tape. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much, and I had such a blast creating this. And oh my goodness, the design team has such incredible cards. And first up, this card by Mindy is so cute. I love how she used that binder clip at the top and how she made the postage rectangle look like a torn out piece of binder paper. It is just so fun and perfect for Valentine's Day. Here, this card by Elena is so super sweet. I love how she used our brand new little critters all in a row and then added the little paper clips up top for a perfect finishing touch. Elise was also inspired by that notebook feel, and I love how she used the rounded rectangles as her little pieces of notebook paper in this super cute card. I love how Audrey used the paperclip to kind of paperclip on the rest of her sentiment where it says, "To my husband." Isn't that cute? I can't wait to try that. And then here's the card by Grace that inspired me to make mine. I love how she stacked the critters. It looks so cute. This card by Tammy is so much fun. She added our cute little Cupid bunny there at the top and some paper clips to add everything and pull it all together. And then this is also by Tammy. Look at these cute little treat bags, and she created them using the Postage Rectangle Stackables. Megan layered our cute Valentine mice onto this giant outline love and then added those cute little gold paper clips for the most adorable little touch with all of her splatters. And then this card by Mindy is so cute. I love how she used that postage rectangle and the little paper clip up top. And this card by Melissa is so cute. I love our Cupid fox. He's so adorable, and I love how she layered the rectangle stackables that way. And then this card here by Letitia is so fun. The little Valentine mice holding onto the envelope just makes the whole card so sweet. So we cannot wait to see all of your postage rectangle cards and your paperclip cards and all of your cute washi tape creations. So make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye.